Good morning, student. Today we will start a new chapter of India People and Economy book, that is Planning and Sustainable Development in the Context of India. We all know that the word planning is not new to us. We have used this word with reference to preparation for our examination also. Whenever we visit to a hill station, we do planning. So, like that, it involves the process of thinking, formulation of a scheme or a program, and implementation of a set of action to achieve some goals. So, planning process involves thinking, how the scheme to be formulated, we have to think that the programs have to be initiated, and implementation of a set of action to achieve the desired goal is called planning. Though it is a very broad term, but in this chapter, mainly planning and sustainable development in the context of India, we will use this term with reference to the process of economic development. We will refer these planning mainly for the economic development and prosperity of our country. So it is thus different from the traditional hit and miss methods by which reforms and recommendations are often undertaken. So generally there are two approaches to planning that we have. One is the sectoral planning and another is the regional planning. This is very, very important. The two approaches to planning, one is sectoral and another is regional planning. So what is sectoral planning? Sectoral planning implies the formulation and implementation of set of schemes or programs mainly aims for the development of various sectors of the economy. For example, agriculture, irrigation, manufacturing, power generation, construction, transportation, communication, social infrastructure and services. So various economic sectors are taken into consideration where the planning is being done. This is called sectoral planning, taking initiative for the various sectors. So there is no uniform economic development over space in any country. Some areas are more developed and some areas which lag behind. So these uneven pattern of development over space necessitate that the planners have a spatial perspectives and draw the plans to reduce regional imbalance in development. So this type of planning is termed as regional planning. So what is a sectoral planning? A planning which is initiated for the development of a particular sector of economy, whereas regional planning is the planning mainly done in order to create or actually eliminate the gap between the developed region and the lagging behind region, so that the gap can be minimized with the help of the pattern of development which have been planned. So this type of planning is called regional planning. Now, target area planning. The planning process has to take special care of those areas which have remained economically backward. So planning have to be initiated where those areas which are economically backward. As we all know that the economic development of a region depends upon its resource base. The economic development depends on its resource base. But sometimes resource-rich region also remain backward. So economic development requires what? The technology as well as investment beside resources that we have. So with the planning experience of about 1.5 decades, it was realized that regional imbalances in economic development were getting accentuated. So in order to erase the accentuation of regional and social disparities, the Planning Commission introduced the target area and the target area approaches to planning. Some of the example of programs directed towards the development of target areas are, we have to remember the names of various programs which are done for the target area are the Common Area Development Program, Drought Prone Area Development Program, Desert Development Program, Hill Area Development Program, the Small Farmers Development Agencies and Marginal Farmer Development Agencies, which are the example of target group programs. So during the 8th 5-year plan, Spatial Area Program were designed to develop the infrastructure in hilly areas, northeastern states and tribal areas and backward areas during the 8th 5-year plan. Now, Hill Areas Development Program. Hill Areas Development Program were initiated during the 5th 5-year plan. You have to remember the various plan with their year. So during the 5th 5-year plan, covering 15 districts comprising all the hilly districts of Uttar Pradesh, Mikir Hill and North Chachar Hills of Assam, Darjeeling districts of West Bengal, Nilgiri districts of Tamil Nadu. The National Committee on the Development of Backward Area in 1981 recommended that all the hilly areas in the country having height above 600 meter and not covered under tribal sub-plan be treated as backward hill areas. So the detailed plans for the development of hilly areas were drawn keeping in view their topography, ecology, social and economic conditions. So these programs aimed at harnessing the indigenous resources which are available in that region through development of horticulture, plantation, agriculture, animal husbandry, poultry, forestry, small scale and village industry. So which are can be given a special priority in this region, those activities are being initiated for the development of those hilly regions. Now, Drought Prone Area Program. This program was initiated during the 4th 5-year plan with the objectives of providing employment to the people in drought prone areas and certain activities creating productive assets also. So finally, what being done? The initial step is that this program laid emphasis on the construction of labor intensive civil works, but later on it emphasized on irrigation projects, land development programs, afforestation, grassland development and creation of basic rural infrastructure such as electrification, building of roads, market generation, credit and service activities. The National Committee on Development of Backward Areas reviewed the performance of this program. It has been observed that this program is largely confined to the development of agriculture and allied sectors, with major focus on restoration of ecological balance. Since growing population pressure is forcing the society to utilize the marginal land for agriculture and thereby causing ecological degradation, so there is a need to create alternative employment opportunities in this drought-prone area. So other strategy of development of these areas includes adaptation of integrated watershed development program. At the micro level, the restoration of ecological balance between water, soil, plants and human and animal population should be the basic consideration in the strategy development of drought-prone areas. So the Planning Commission of India identifies 67 districts of the country to have the drought-prone area projects. The Irrigation Commission introduced the criterion of 30% irrigated area and demarcated the drought-prone areas. Broadly, the drought-prone areas in India spread over semi-arid and arid tracts of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Western Madhya Pradesh, Marathwada region of Maharashtra, Rayalaseema and Telangana plateaus of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka plateau and highlands and interior parts of Tamil Nadu. So the drought-prone areas of Punjab, Haryana, North Rajasthan are largely protected due to spread of irrigation in this region because these areas have been introduced the Green Revolution concept. So today we have read about what is planning, what is the concept of planning, two approaches of planning, regional and sectoral. Then we have read about the target area planning, the hill areas development programs which has been initiated in the 5th 5-year plan, then drought-prone area program which has been initiated in the 5th 5-year plan. So that we have read. In our next class, we'll discuss with the case study, that is Integrated Tribal Development Project in the Barmont district of Himachal Pradesh. Thanking you, student.